This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Propel Fitness Water. With Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins, Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your best self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
AI is moving fast across the enterprise. But without visibility, it's just chaos. Different tools, different models, different teams using AI in completely different ways. ServiceNow turns that chaos into control. With the AI Control Tower, you see all your AI across the business in one place. What it's doing, what it's done, and what it's about to do. So you stay in control. To put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Unplugged. I am so happy that you decided to join us. If you like this podcast, you should go over and listen to a bunch of the other ones in our network, with like the 5-Minute Basketball Coaching Podcast, or High School Hoops, or Coaching Youth Hoops. All of those are, I think, interesting, and we would love if you left a 5-star review. You can leave those 1-star reviews at home. But before we jump into the topic today, I'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish. Mention Coach Unplugged and you'll get $450 off. You'll get great customer service. It is, I can tell you from someone that's still coaching, it has helped my team immensely. I can't tell you the number of shots that we have taken on our Dr. Dish machines. And then also go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. 25 years ago, when I took over a program that no one wanted, that had 5 winning seasons in 35 years, I was the only applicant. No one wanted it. I would have killed for a resource like teachhoops.com. It took me years to turn it into a national powerhouse. And I have put all that secret sauce inside of teachhoops.com. So come over and check it out. 14-day free trial. It will give you the roadmap. It will give you me. It will give you one-on-one calls and office hours and a community of like-minded coaches. I think you'll love it. Let's head off to the podcast.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Awesome. Hey, this is quite a pleasure to speak with you. Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So you have questions?
Yes. I will. What type of, do you have 15, 20 minutes, or what type of timeline?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to respect your time.
No,
okay.
That works.
Yes. Perfect. So I have like a long list, so I'll just rip through a few, and then in the future, maybe we can chat again.
Yep.
The first thing I was going to ask you, as far as just kind of our season, as far as planning, our season starts in November. Okay. And as far as scheduling games, just give you an idea. We have probably 10 players will be playing, 6 players get a lot of time, 4, well, probably more role players.
Okay.
So in this year, we should be in a pretty good spot. We should be maybe one of the top 1, 2, 3 teams in our league. So I want to make sure everybody's healthy, but I want everybody to be in great shape as usual. Like what type of season, as far as numbers, is a good season for high school boys? As far as like 20, 25 games, or should I be scheduling much less than that? What are your thoughts on that?
How many games can you play?
We can play 25 games and 2 tournaments.
Okay, and then when do you start and end?
It starts in November. We end in about mid-February. We got November, December, January.
Yeah, so 25 is on the high end. I would try to get as many as you can, but you definitely want to put time in between games and practices.
Okay.
So that you have, like maybe like Tuesday, Friday, or or maybe do some Friday, Saturdays, or I like midweek and then weekendish kind of, because then you have a couple days to recoup after, you have time to correct. Like you give them the game as a test, and then you have time to correct the test afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I try to stay off of winter break as much as I can. I don't know how long you have off for winter break.
Okay. Yeah, a couple weeks, right?
So I try to put new stuff in then and give the kids a little bit of a break because it's a long season.
Okay.
So we go. I mean, unless we're going to a tournament and playing in a tournament, I tend to give them off 4 or 5 days in the middle around Christmas or around New Year's, just to give them a break from me and a break from each other and let them get their, let them sleep in and all that kind of stuff. So, no, I think low 20s is good. I
Low 20s.
If you're going to have a good team, then you definitely want to try to challenge the team.
Okay.
You don't want all A teams, but you don't want all D teams either. You want to kind of sprinkle that in as much as you can.
So low 20s, including tournament games, is ideal, or just
how long can your tournaments be? Every state's a little different.
Or tournaments are usually 3 games. So it's just a weekend. It's like a Thursday, Friday thing, and usually there's
like So I try to put one of those in December and one in January, probably.
Okay, December and January and
and then obviously that week you probably wouldn't put any other games.
Gotcha.
I mean,
as far as like scrimmages, no, perfect. I'm making those. And as far as scrimmages, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you only have 10.
I really have like 10 people that would. I might have some other people, but it's really that would actually get in the game.
Okay. But you'll have more than 10. You'll have like 12 to 15.
I'll probably have 12.
12. Okay. Because if somebody gets sick or something. Okay. Yeah. So that makes practice easier. Scrimmaging is good, especially early. I love scrimmages, especially after a week of practice.
Okay. So like before the season starts, if I'm able to schedule
absolutely.
2, 3, 4 scrimmages.
Yep. Because then you can kind of see your strengths and weaknesses quickly.
Okay.
The problem with scrimmaging inter squad and scrimmaging with each other is they learn each other's kind of tendencies, and then you don't get a true read of it. Yeah.
Right. It's hard to run plays or anything.
Right. It's hard to do anything. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, that's helpful. The other question following up with that, as far as the intensity in practice, we don't have a gym, so we rent a gym. We have a gym 3 days a week, so it's an hour and a half, 3 days a week.
Okay.
And I might extend that. We have to be off the court an hour and a half, but maybe we'll do some conditioning or watching tape, make it 2 hours.
Yeah.
We'll try to maybe do scrimmages on Tuesday or Friday. How hard are you pushing the kids as far as when they're actually running, doing fast drills or, things like that? Can you give me any idea as far as make sure the kids are in great shape and not overtrain them?
Yeah, you don't want to definitely overtrain them. It's definitely, you have to bring a lot of energy, but it's better if you find a couple of guys to bring the energy. So I'd rather have an intense, and I'm not talking about yelling, I'm just talking about intense effort. I'd rather have a shorter practice intense than a longer one less intense. So with boys, I have found that competition and games and things like that will raise the intensity on their own because they tend to be competitive. Not that girls aren't, but boys are. It's just a little different. But both boys and girls, I would make it, as intense as you can and as much competition as you can. So boys don't tend to listen as well. That's my personal opinion. So it's a little bit, so you got to kind of get more, out of that intensity. But yeah, anything you do, if you can keep a score or a competition, even if it's 2-on-2, that will help. So I'd rather go an hour 20 and have them gassed and then just say, all right, we're done. We've gotten done everything. Than to go, that longer and then, but a lot of it's got to come from you initially, and then you got to get the clapping. Clapping always brings energy. If you get a couple guys doing it, it will just kind of you'll feel it in the gym.
Okay. And as far as just the actual 5-on-5 drills or whatever, where they're actually or 3-on-2 and they're really running up the court and pushing stuff. I mean, should that be half of practice?
It depends on the style. What style are you going to play? That's the question. If you're going to get up and down the court, then I would do everything in the full court. Yeah, everything in the full court. Because then you don't have to. Then you're conditioning, doing stuff. You want to do more than one thing in every drill. You want to condition. You want to work on ball handling. You want to work on passing. You want to work on transition. Every drill has 3 or 4 components to it, And if you think
Mm-hmm.
that your team is going to get up, they won't know they're getting in shape. So you're kind of fooling them because they're having fun doing it, but they're getting in shape because they're going to be gassed after an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30.
Okay, so there wouldn't be anything wrong with like pushing for like an hour.
Oh,
like
I mean, trust me.
Up and down.
No. I have a teenage boy in my house. You can go an hour and a half hard, and they will be fine. They're not like you and I. They recoup fast.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not worried about like pushing them too hard, except for injuries. I just, by the way, just a good podcast for you that I thought would be just like ankle braces or taping ankles or just ankle prevention. I'd love to hear a conversation on that.
All the time. I mean, I've talked about it before all the time. No one steps on my floor without ankle braces on. No one ever.
So you do require everyone to wear ankle braces.
Mandatory. Everybody. Yep. Yep. And my son plays volleyball and he's a setter. He has to do it because it's dangerous on the net. Everybody. I mean, we were part of a study in 2009 that basically shows it does not weaken. I can send you the studies, but it does not weaken the ankle because that's their cop out. They say it weakens their ankle.
Right.
That it basically works like an airbag. So it's not going to stop a sprain, but it's going to stop the severity of the sprain. So the reason you wouldn't want it to stop the sprain is the reason people blow out their knees when they ski now, because when they ski, they basically are putting on a boot. So when they twist, where does the next thing to go is the knee, right? You're not going to twist your ankle or break your ankle skiing anymore because it's literally they're putting a cast on when you put that boot on to downhill ski. So that energy goes somewhere, it goes to the knee. So that's why everyone's blowing out their knees now. So you want the ankle to give a little bit, because you don't want them to blow their knee out, but it makes the severity, it makes it a 2-week or a 1-week thing rather than a 6-week thing. Because a bad sprain is going to be 4 to 6 weeks.
So do you require braces during games, or you tape them up?
That's the only place I give them a little leeway. I let them get taped if they want because it's a little bit looser.
Okay. Right.
That's fine with me. But braces are actually better than tape because tape does get loose. When you wear a brace, you can actually tighten it at halftime or something. So I personally like braces better. But I give them that. Like, okay, if you wear these every day, I mean, I literally will have an assistant. I have one of my assistants, and that's his job when they walk into the gym. If they don't have braces on, he just points at the door. No one steps foot. No one steps foot in our gym without braces on.
Okay, that's thank you so much, because I've been doing a lot of investigating and talking to people, and I'm getting my boy's he's one of the starters. He's a junior this year, and so I'm getting pushed back as far as
no.
Up his ankle and
nope. So, and here's the pushback: every Division I basketball player either gets taped or wears braces. Every NBA guy either gets taped or wears braces. They do because they don't want to.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, what I tell them is, I'm not punishing you. I'm not trying to hurt your game. Do you want to play? Because if you twist your ankle, you will not play for 4 to 6 weeks. Go ask any trainer. If it's a bad sprain, you're out. It's going to turn purple, and you're not going to put weight on it. I always use it as I want everyone to be able to play. So I'm being preventative by making you wear braces. That's my angle. And then, initially it was a battle in my program. Now it's like, they just know.
Well, that's where I am right now. And getting pushed back from your boy.
I want to stay title.
I'd love to see that article. No, I was just going to say, I'd love to see that article.
Yep, so send me an email and I'll shoot it off. I got a couple of them. I'll send it to you.
And do you have a brace that you recommend? Because I tried on a bunch of different ones over the summer for my boy that hurt his ankle. Is there a certain one that you really like?
There is. And I will, if you email me, I'll leave it in my inbox. And then when I go to school tomorrow, I'll run into our locker room and take a picture of my son's. Because I don't remember the exact brand. Yeah, he tried a bunch of different ones, and it's the lace ones. It's the lace ones that come up the front that are the best, not the Velcro. Because laces you can tighten a little bit more.
Okay,
but I'll find it. And then there's a trick to it too. When you get the lace one, you basically just unlace it and slip it off, because it does take an extra 2 or 3 minutes to put them on. Everybody that wears braces, it takes longer to get ready for practice than just slip your shoes on. But once they get good at it, they can kind of slip them in, slip them out, and then just tighten them up. It's basically putting another pair of shoes on. but yeah, it's yeah.
Okay, because I've spent a lot of time with the summer trying to decide on this, and so that's helpful.
No. Trust me. Now, I've talked to college coaches at the highest level. They're not going to risk their jobs on someone twisting their ankle, and they can still twist them. It just won't be as bad.
Right.
You know, that's the thing. It stops
Okay.
that total turn. Oh yeah, it's
okay. Cool. Thank you so much, and I'll also need a reminder for that. I'm just working through with your time here, so I'll ask a few more if you're cool with me just asking. The other thing as far as practices, when I'm structuring the practices, I don't do a lot of set plays, but I do spend some time on sideline, baseline plays, a few end of the game plays, things like that. But I hate it when I'm like really running the kids and we're running hard and I have to stop and teach them a play. What's your thoughts? Is it better to do it first in a practice, take a whole day to spend time on that? What's your thoughts on that? When it's the teaching part, when they're not.
That's a great question, and I've tossed and turned on this one. So, what I finally have settled on is I'll just be running practice, and then it's kind of like the first couple of weeks I'll put in like 3 or 4 out of bounds plays that I want to do. Okay. And I usually do them on a Saturday, and I put everything in on one day. It's kind of like a football coach where you just I'm just going to put them in. We'll kind of know them, but we're just going to put them in. So it takes, half hour, put these things in. And then what I do is I sprinkle them along just to see how well the boys focus. So, 20 minutes into practice, I'll say, when I see that they need a kind of a mental blow or a physical blow, I'll go, okay, we're going to run out of bounds play 2. Let's do that. Line up. Let's walk through it real quick. All right, now let's run it. And then I have both of them run it, and we go back to what we were doing. End of practice is horrible because they're tired, they're unfocused. Beginning of practice, I think, has to be intense drills. I think the first 3 drills you do every practice are really important because they build it's kind of like starting I've taught for 31 years. How I start my class is going to be, if I just don't start my class well, it's not going to, the next 50 minutes is not going to be well. The first 2 or 3 have to be really intense.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card, Shave Ice by the beach, a trip to the state fair, and a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Gatorade Zero powders have been scientifically designed to help improve hydration balance in the body. With a clinically proven electrolyte blend and no artificial colors or flavors. Great tasting hydration no matter where you're going. Shop now online or at retailers nationwide. Gatorade, hydrates better than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
Almost, I don't want to say bloodbath, but almost to that point. So I can't really do those kind of things there. So that's why I'll sprinkle them in and out. Now, come tournament time, come February and we have everything in and we're kind of running things well. I'll spend a half hour and we'll play a competition like, this team gets to run 5 out of bounds plays. This team gets to run 5. Whoever scores the most wins, and then something. So we'll do a whole thing come tournament time where we spend a lot of time on quick hitters, out of bounds plays, down 2 with 3 minutes to go, all that. But during the season, I sprinkle it. If anybody has a better idea, I'd love to hear it. But that's what I have found to be the most successful. End of practice. That's great. End of practice is horrible. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So just take one time, spend an hour, 45
But the
minutes.
thing is, you got to remember to do it too. It's like shooting. It's like these and shooting in situations. You got to do it every day, and you got to sprinkle them in.
Okay.
Because people forget to shoot. People forget to do these, and it causes problems. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And another thing around practice, as far as the intensity for practice, when you do have a kid who's just not really pushing himself, or et cetera, do you just have them step out of practice and maybe do a couple of things, conditioning, then put them back in, or how do you usually?
Well,
whenever the effort's
it
not
depends on the kid. It depends on the kid. It really depends on the kid. So there's some kids that need an arm put around them. There's some kids that need to be chewed out. There's, there's some kids I put on a treadmill. There's some kids because they can't cheat it. There's some kids that I'll have my leaders talk to them. Ideally that's what I want. I want the team to take care of it. So
okay.
I get the leaders to talk to them. I won't, I'm not going to embarrass the kid in front of everybody, but yeah, if I've got 12 to 14, I can pull them out and just try to fix it at that point.
So you might pull them aside and just say, your efforts not there right now.
That's what I do first. I try everything until I find something that works. That's my first line of defense. I'm just going to put my arm around them and say, hey, are you having a bad day today? Because I don't know, maybe they broke up with their girlfriend or something. So what's going on? What's wrong? It's like, in half the time they'll have, bomb my geometry test, Mr. Coach. It's like, okay, well, all right. Well, this should be the place that you don't think about that. So let's try to have fun and not think about that. You can't do anything about blah, 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 the kind of stuff. So, and the other half of the time, they just don't know. They're hormonal, they're teenage boys. And then, I'll try to get the teammates especially my leaders to kind of go pick them up. Come on, get them going, because we're only as good as our weakest link in the chain. So that usually helps a lot. Usually I have a couple guys, and they're not necessarily the stars, but they're good communicators that can kind of deal with it after practice the next day, kind of thing. Some kids just need a little praise. Some kids need a little chewing. Some kids, it's just everybody's a little different.
That's actually another thing that you go to practice is how do you handle fouls? Because I have some kids that are, super aggressive, and sometimes it gets out of control. Do you let the kids call the fouls, or do you call the fouls?
I don't really call much fouls because I like a physical practice.
I'm talking about when it's taken to the next. I understand as far as not pity pat stuff, but
you're talking about if it's bad, I'll stop. I don't use a whistle. I'm not a big whistle guy. Because I want them to hear my voice. I don't really care if they hear the whistle during the game.
Okay, gotcha.
I want them to hear me. So,
right.
And I have a good deep voice, so it's really never an issue. But I'll just stop it at that point and say, hey, that's a turnover. And the thing is, if you get in foul trouble for me, you sit. So that's usually within the first 2 weeks of practice, I'll have the conversations you understand if you're in foul trouble, you're sitting next to me. You're not playing. I'm going to pull you out. If you get 2 fouls in that first half, I'm pulling you out. And you're sitting, and someone else gets a chance. So you doing fouls like that is going to get you pulled out. So do you want to play or not play kind of thing? So I again, feed on the teenage boy ego thing and testosterone. It's do you want to play or not play? Because if you get in foul trouble, you're going to sit. It's not personal, but you can't play if you're in foul trouble. And then they eventually get it.
So you let them kind of call their own fouls.
I do. It depends on if we're doing a drill or something where I'm keeping score or something, then I'll do it a little different. But for the most part, I let them. I kind of let them call their own fouls.
Okay, and unless you have to step in. Okay, cool. That's great. Those are kind of my main overall philosophy questions. And so I have a ton of just technical questions. So maybe I could ask you one of those.
Ask me one of those, and then next Sunday, every other week I do office hours and I do one-on-ones. So next Sunday I'll do office hours, and then the technical ones are actually even better for office hours because then a bunch of people usually have those questions and I can draw it on my whiteboard on the computer, and then people can see it.
Sweet, perfect. So I'll just ask you one, then I'll let you run. Just when I'm running set plays, do you try to run any type of set plays when people are aggressively trapping, or is it strictly you run your kind of break for the pressure, like a 1-2-2 trap, for example?
If they're trapping me, I'm trying to make them pay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not running a play. I'm just running. I'm cutting and running diagonal cuts a lot. And if someone's trapping you, the best rule of thumb is teach your guys not to dribble through the press. So when you're practicing it, like, it doesn't matter if it's a run and jump, a diamond and one, a 1-2-2, whatever it is. Practice it where they can't dribble it until they get it inside the 3-point line. So they got to pass the ball up the court, which will teach them movement and passing and looking up rather than dribbling and, turning it over, basically, is what happens. So that's what I would do, a lot of that kind of teaching.
So you say don't put it on the ground till you pass the 3-point line, just while they're practicing.
Yes.
Is that what for that? Yeah. Now, if it's just like a half court trap where they're just jumping on like a 1-2-2 half court trap, same thing, or you just run?
I don't let them dribble because I want them to find space. And the problem is dribbling gets you in trouble.
Okay.
When I pressure you, I want you to dribble. I want you to make quick decisions. Keep your dribble, because I've said this before. Keep your dribble, because as soon as you grab it, the count starts, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put it on the ground. You get another 4 seconds. Then you pick it up. You get another 5 seconds. So you get 13 seconds every time you catch the ball before you get a 5 count. So it's because it resets.
I think so. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So right. I literally show them that the first week of practice. I go, okay, you grab it. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now I put it on the floor. The count starts over because the official you go to the other hand. 1, 2, 3, and then I pick it up. I got 5 more. I mean, you got 13 seconds. Shoot. What I can do a lot in 13 seconds, guys. So, they panic and they dribble and they turn it over. I'm trying to teach them not to panic. That's the key in that. Gotcha. It doesn't matter if it's in the full court or the half court.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, great. Hey, like I said, I appreciate you taking a few minutes with me, and I'll check on that other call.
Awesome.
What is that called again? I'm sorry. What is that called again on your
the office hours? So
office hours?
Yep, I will send an email out with that, and then I'll put it on the Facebook group too.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Okay. Have a great Sunday.
No problem. See ya. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you love it and you want to support us, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. 14-day free trial as we talk. Subscribe, jump up and down, do whatever you got to do. Those Apple podcasts mean a lot to us. I read every one of them. Have a great day.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like touchdown, because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon, and it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.
The right window treatments change everything. Your sleep, your privacy, the way every room looks and feels. At Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years making it surprisingly simple to get exactly what your home needs. We've covered over 25 million windows and have 50,000 5-star reviews to prove we deliver. Whether you DIY it or want a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we have you covered. Real design professionals, free samples, zero pressure. Right now, get up to 45% off site-wide, plus get a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.